Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Michaela and I'm going to do today with you a new pattern. This is a very requested pattern. It's actually a pole dance top with a long sleeve, and finally I've got some time to finally record the construction for it, and I'm going to explain you right away all the parts. So I've got here what you are seeing in front. It's my front piece. They are aligned exactly as they should come on the top, so I aligned it for you so it's easier to visualize it. Nevertheless, it will be indicated in the pattern, but yes, I wanted to start with this so you have a better vision for it. This little piece, it's a part of the back piece, and this is as well the part of the back piece which comes connected to the shoulder like this, and also to the side, right? And then I've got here the sleeve, and I have only cut one since it's just for the showing purpose. So this is the sleeve. I will be indicating which part of the sleeve. As you can see here, there is a part which has a smaller curve and a slightly different curve. I will be indicating which is which, right? And I will say to you to pin it for you to remember. And actually we are going to get started with the construction for the top. I've got here my underbust band. I'm so sorry, I forgot that. I've cut two pieces because I was missing some fabric, but normally you can cut on fold, so then you have only one complete, and then you have to stitch just the side, right? And I've got here already my elastic prepared. Okay, so we're gonna start first with the front piece, since the front piece is the only part, let's just say like that, which actually needs a lining, right? Since here is the breast area, I prefer to add lining in this part. All the rest does not need any lining. So to keep things easy, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin all around everything you see. I'm going to pin, and I'm going to do a bust stitch. You want to ask me what is a bust stitching? Well, a bust stitch is actually just a simple straight stitch with the meaning of having two layers of fabric together, two or more, right? I usually use it for mainly two, right? And then actually I'm doing small cuts into it, since I want to provide stretch, right? And I'm going to show you one side. As you can see, I'm really pinning everything, so but I'm going to show you only one side, and then I'll be doing all the rest off camera. So this way it's easier to have the lining attached already to the main fabric. I chose a skin color lining. The technique which we will be using, it will be a fold over technique, so the lining would not be peeking or anything. If you do not have a cover stitch machine, I recommend you using a zigzag stitch. It's as efficient and can look as beautiful. So as you can see, I've already pinned everything what needs to be bust stitched, and now I'm going ahead to my normal sew machine and I'm preparing so the highest stitch length and a straight stitch. So I'm just taking one side for the showing purpose. I don't want to make the video too long and boring, so I'm going to show you just this one side. Okay, so as you can see, I did already the straight stitch, and now I'm going to make these little cuts into the fabric to allow stretch. I do the cuts on both sides, obviously, and I will be doing everything off camera for the both two front pieces. Once I'm done, I'll come back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so I did already my my bust stitching for the lining and the main fabric, and the next thing what I'm going to do, I am going to attach the back piece, shoulder back piece, I don't know how to call it, the upper back piece and the lower back piece, right? That's easier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to attach it just at the shoulders area, like this, right? So when it will be folded over, you will have this kind of like curved part, right? So I am going to pin and I will actually go directly to serge with my serger. If you do not have a serger, you can do a zigzag stitch, or including a straight stitch, as normally here on this area does not need a lot of stretch, right? And then I have here the two little lower back pieces, and I've placed them just like that so you can see it. So they will be unfolded, they will be like this, right? And the same I am going to be pinning, and afterwards I will serge directly with my serger. I will only show you practically one side, and then I will be doing it off camera, and then I'm going to show you the next step. So that being said, I'm going to my serger. As you can see, the parts are separated, and I am going to place it under my foot. Right. That's one. I'll be doing the same thing for the other. And once I'm done, I will be doing it off camera the other side. So yes, as you can see, I've got here the shoulders attached and the lower back piece, right? And now I'm going to do the other side. Okay, so I've attached my upper back piece and my lower back piece to my front pieces, and like I said, I always like to place them as they would actually come, so it's easier to visualize it, right? And I've got here my sleeve. Like I said, I've only cut one sleeve for the purpose of showing you how the pattern is constructed. And I've marked here that this part is going to come on my front, right? So actually half of the sleeve, this means half of this curve will come on the front piece, and the other half on the back piece, right? So I will be placing it like this over my front piece, and I will actually go all along this curve and the upper back piece and pin. just like this. And now I am going to my serger with this part, and I am going to serge it, right? If you feel like you should do bust stitching, you can always do a bust stitching. If not, you can go ahead zigzag stitching or serging. Like I said, I'll be serging. Okay, so the sleeve is already attached and everything starts looking so much better already, right? Okay, so that is attached already. And before we are doing the band, right, the next thing I want to do, actually I want to attach the upper back piece to my lower back piece. And let me just place it correctly, right? So these beads will be attached together this way, right? So have in mind, since the top is practically like crossed, right, like this, and this is the upper back piece coming down, right, they will have attached the lower back piece here and here. Okay, so as you see it just like that, I'm going to place it on top of the on top of the lower back piece, right? And I am going to pin and serge in the same time. Once we are done, we can actually start attaching elastic to our to all the top. I'll come back in a second. Okay, so I've attached the lower back piece with the front back piece, and I've already arranged my my top again in the proper way. I think this is really important to always make sure that everything is aligned, so you're not twisting anything, because this moment it's a little bit tricky, right? And the next thing I'm going to do, I am going to fold my fabric on top of my sleeve on top of each other, right, with the right side of the fabric facing together, and I am going to pin and directly serge, so this part of the sleeve is as well done. I will try to do it on camera so it's easier not to keep stopping the video all the time. Okay, it's almost done. All right, so now I'm going to go and serge the sleeve, and then the next step I will be explaining you on adding the elastic and where about. The elastic, we'll be adding it on the inside, like the wrong side of the fabric, or the lining side, if you will. Okay, so this is done, and we're gonna go back on turning the sleeve on the right side like this. And now we'll be starting adding the elastic. Start to add the elastic. So I've turned already my top on the lining side so you understand me better. We'll be starting on the curved, which will be like underarm area. Sorry, this would be the cleavage area of the breast. So I will be adding the elastic all over, including the little part of the back piece like this, and I'll be going back to my front piece and again all over until here. Right here will be attached the band, so in this place no, and then I will start on the other side and go exactly the same way. So I'll be doing one side with you, right? So I'm placing the fabric underneath, and I do have 6mm elastic, rubber elastic, and I guide it with my hand in order to create a little bit of crease. Why is this? Because when I will be top stitching, I don't want my fabric to wave, right? So I prefer to slightly pull the elastic. So please have in mind that I only am stitching one side with the sleeve. The other side doesn't have a sleeve, but I will still add the elastic for the final look purpose. Okay, one side is already done, and the next thing you see, I've created a little crease over here with the elastic. Why? Because like I said, I don't want my fabric to be waving, right? So already one side is done, and I'm going to go ahead and show you how I am going to top stitch it. Like I said, if you do not have a cover stitch machine, you can always do your zigzag stitch for the top stitching. So I folded the seam towards the inside, and with the other hand I am slightly pulling the fabric because I don't want any bulkiness whatsoever happening. So I am just going all around the same path I've practically done before when I have attached the elastic. And like I said, the other side, I will be doing it off camera. And then I will show you a very important part, the one attaching the underbust band. Okay, so one side is already top stitched and elastic added, right? And we only have to do the other side, adding elastic. Please remember that I will not be adding my other sleeve, so I will be just literally adding elastic and top stitching it without the sleeve. Okay, so I've got here my top all top stitched, added elastic, and now is the last part on where we'll be working on our underbust band. And like I said, I usually cut the underbust band on fold, but this time I just didn't have enough fabric, so I've cut it out in two pieces. So I've placed the right sides on top of each other, and I am literally serging the ends together. So I have a continuous circle, and the elastic, I've literally just placed one part on top of the other, and I did a straight stitch. And now I am going to place the elastic inside in the lycra part, and I will be starting pinning from the seam. And if you've seen any of my videos, I always go all around and I'm pinning and I'm bust stitching afterwards. Why? Because I want my elastic to be inside of my lycra, right? And I want this process to be smooth when I will be attaching it to my rest of the top, right? So as you can see, I'm literally just pinning all around, and I will be doing a bust stitch everywhere where I'm when I'm pinning. I'll be doing the rest of the thing out of off camera. And please don't forget, once you've done the bust stitching, you should be doing the little cuts into the fabric so you allow stretch, and that will be it. So pinning, bust stitching, little cuts into it. Once we're done, we're going to connect it to the top. Okay, so I have already prepared my underbust band. This is the last step, right? And there's some important information for you to have, right? So I will be starting pinning. I will be placing practically the underbust band like that over my front piece, and I want to mark it here, right where the seams are. I start marking it here, one and another, like this. And for the space in between the breasts, I've measured. I have a default measure, let's call it like that, of 7 centimeters. But if you feel like you want to have it a little like closer, right, that there's not so much cleavage, you can always do less, right? Nevertheless, this is pretty much an own taste, right? So now I'm practically pinning like this, and in this moment I am going to measure and I'm going to know whether I'm going to bring it closer or not, right? So you see it's like a little bit over 7 centimeters and a half, so I will bring it tiny bit closer from each side, because I want that it's a perfect measure. And then I'm going to continue pinning like this. So the most important measure is actually just in the front, because this is where obviously the cleavage is. Once you've pinned the front, the back will actually fall together in place, right? So that will be not an issue. All right. Okay, so now I have everything and I'm going to start serging. If you wish, you can always do a zigzag stitch first, sorry, a bust stitch first. I don't feel like doing a bust stitch. I will be serging it directly, so I just place it like this over, and I'm going to start serging, and I'm going to show you how I'm measuring the space in between, right? Small detail I forgot to show you. I'm going to take my textile pen so I'm measuring to know perfectly. That it needs to start the other side, it needs to start over here, right? So that being said, I'm continuing serging, right? And in this moment I already bring it close, because you can see it's moving sometimes a little bit. Yeah, once I've already picked, that's not a problem anymore. So as you can perhaps remember, the underbust band is always a little shorter than the it's always a little shorter than my back piece band, right, overall. So I'm always pulling slightly bit when I'm serging, that I'm fitting it perfectly. So you can see it should fit more or less good with your under bust band. So that's my front piece, and that's my back side, which has only a little bit of an opening. Okay, and from here we will have to do a top stitch over. So I'm going again to my cover stitch, and I am going to place it underneath, right? And I want to make sure that the seam is turned under, it's kind of like tucked under it's tucked under my band, right? This is really important, and you will understand in a minute why. Because of the because of the space which we've created over here. So obviously this way we are hiding the seam of the band together with which connects the band with the top, right? So I'm always feeling it underneath that I am actually folding always my seam towards inside, so that is not rolling. This is what I'm doing with my finger underneath. Okay, so the top is ready, looking very beautiful. I can't wait to make it for one of my models at the pole dancing. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like the pattern as much as I do. And if you have any questions, please feel free to write me. And if not, I wish you happy sewing. Actually, I forgot a small detail in the sleeve. I just remembered it right now, and I just wanted to show you. The sleeve should be folded inside and done a top stitch as well. You do not need to add any elastic, and you should fold it about centimeters on the inside and go all along to create the top stitch. I will not be showing this on camera as I'll be doing it with my cover stitch, so it's all easy. But like I said, you're folding it inside and you stitch all along to create a nice top stitch finish.